damn it, I gotta work. Randomly generated clients await you when you want to design. Each request earns you gold and tailoring experience. The more tailor experience you have, the more you learn. Is it going to be a time thing? If the client proves to be too difficult, you have the option to delete their request by clicking the trash can option. Complete 4 clients in a row and you'll get a bonus tailoring experience, so try to always finish a client. Once you accepted a client, it's time to mimic their requests as much to your ability. To pick out a color, you'll have to click on the second tab, which is design in this case. A row of colors on the left will show. Oh gosh. A row hidden behind the bar is a pattern bar. Each part of the clothing will have a pattern. Clicking on the pattern switches the color bar to select a color for the pattern. Make sure you get the patterns right as well. If you ever get stuck trying to complete a client, click on the checklist tab to see what is missing from your design. The first box will be for the correct part, such as a neckline. The second box will be the color of that neckline. For any parts that have patterns, the third box will show you if you have the correct one. And the final and fourth box is for the correct pattern color. This way you can always see what is correct or incorrect. Try to get all the boxes checked. Colors are grouped into 9 main colors, so any shade of yellow, dark, light, medium, etc. will count for the design. What are you doing with that needle? I hate them. Sure. Okay, so we just gotta like... Nailed it. We need green, ugly ass sleeves. That's it. That's it, right? Yes. Easy. Let's go shopping. I did get a lot of money. Watch everything just be expensive or something. Like you're gonna have to grind for that money. Woo, I got 7,000 exact. Hell yeah. What are these colors? Like threads. Ooh, new designs. Nice. Yes. This is what's gonna make the game harder. But it's also like, what do you want to wear, you know? Yep. There's a lot of stuff. Can I see the hairs? Hey! Is it that dude? That one dude? Also, what is he doing here? Like, I want a new hairstyle. Look how expensive the hairstyles are. Oh, you got your typical emo Hot Topic hairstyles. Okay, what other hairstyles on here? Look at this big ass hair though. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Like, everything is either straight. There's like one curled hairstyle. And honestly, that's really cute. I already spent like all my money. Oh wait, they own the different shops, eh? The sewing shop? Is that like my shop? Oh. I actually didn't notice that. Okay. They have outfits here though. I want that outfit. I'm buying that outfit, yes. It's okay. I mean, I've already spent my $1,500. Oh, there's new eye styles though. There's sure a lot of personalization in this. That's 3,000? I need some hair accessories, but... Oh, you can get a choker? Let's do it. And... continue. Good thing I have money. You gotta buy the love. Okay. Here I am. In front of me is a small store that used to be a jewelry store, and as of today, it's mine. Ah, I can't read, by the way. Prepare for that. This is so exciting. Ever since Grandma passed away, I had grown fond of the sewing machine she had left me behind. It spurred me on to sew my own clothes. There we go. To sew my own clothes and found out it was actually quite fun. And I was just being a total dick. I pursued my interests and went to art school, majoring in fashion. Grandma also left me behind a large inheritance so I could purchase my own boutique after I finished art school. Realm space. And this is it, my own boutique. The bottom floor is the front storefront. The floor is the storefront, and the floors above me are my living area. Oh, I need to go back to first grade. I hurry and take out my keys to open up the front door. Bam! It's empty. An empty large room greets me. It is stripped of any personality, and it needs some touching up to do. Yep, still plain. It's taking me some time, and along with the help of my best friend Sarah, we finish up the boutique. Whew, I can't believe it's finished, says Sarah as she stretches out. It looks amazing. Thanks for all your help. I'm really grateful that Sarah also lives in the same city and helped me out. We met each other in college. Sarah majored photography. She's been a great friend so far. Well, I'm definitely up for a break. Do you want to have a drink somewhere? Oh, sure. Do you know anything close by? I ask. Sarah knows the city more than I do. Of course, it's not too far from here. We can get there by foot. Are we gonna bump into him? It's only chapter 2. We both move out, and I happily look back to see my finished boutique. It's a dream come true. We make our way further into the city until we come across a cozy-looking cafe. A little further is a very modern hospital. It's nice to see I live so close to one. You never know when you need to go there for an emergency. Me and Sarah enter the cafe. It's quite busy and lively with people having a cup of coffee or people typing away on laptops. I actually see a few people in a doctor's coat or nurse's outfit. I guess they come here to take a break. I'll go find us a seat. Why don't you go stand in line and grab me a cup of coffee? Bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I patiently wait in line, order our drinks, and try to find Sarah again with a tray in my hands. I see her sitting in the back in one of the booths. I worm myself through a crowd of people, delicately balancing the tray. I've almost made my way over when suddenly someone knocks into me from behind by accident. Ah, it's not like it hurt. I stumble forwards, and the cups of coffee launch themselves off the tray, right onto a man's sleeve. Gah! He yells out in shock. The cups shatter on the floor, silencing the entire cafe. The man in front of me has his white dress shirt covered in one gigantic coffee stain. He's rubbing it and wincing in pain. I feel mortified and I rush over to him. I'm so sorry, I yell out. I pull out a tissue from my bag and hand it over to him. There's no need, the man hisses at me, rejecting my tissue. This is ruined. You ruined it. Here we go! I like how, what is it? It's like how many guys are there? 6 guys? 5 out of 6 guys are douchebags. So this is gonna be great. It was an accident, I murmured softly. The man flicks the coffee off his fingers and starts to glare at me. I suppose walking straight is too much of a task for you. This was a real corner. I blush as I recognize the brand name. It's one of the more expensive ones. Okay, there's no need to insult me. It was a mistake. What can I do to make up for it? I am not going to be the bitch in the situation. We're going to be fierce. Don't be a douchebag, man. You want to go? You want to go, bro? There's no need to insult me. It's a mistake. I can agree that your 2 left feet were a mistake, he spits out. I'm not submissive! Sarah has finally come over to see what the commotion is about and steps in front of me. Back off there, buddy. She apologized. No need to snap at her. Did I? Did I apologize? Maybe. Sarah is staring him down like a tiger protecting her cubs. The other people in the cafe suddenly stop being interested and return to what they were doing. What's this? She can't speak for herself, says the man with a vicious tone. Of course I can speak for myself. Or I'm really sorry about that. Okay, I'll be a little nicer. I did my douchebag moment. I'm just gonna calm down. Let's all be friends here, you know? What happened? Okay, I was like, did I break the game? Look, I can pay for the dry cleaning bill, I offer. A clerk comes running up and starts picking up the broken pieces of glass from the ground. I bend down to help them, feeling obligated since it was my fault after all. I don't have time for this, the man says. Then he briskly walks away. Don't pay him any mind, Jay, says Sarah. That's just how some city folk are, rude and obnoxious. I bite my lip and help clean up the mess I made. I feel pretty embarrassed by the encounter, but me and Sarah stay at the cafe once we were offered free replacements. I'm glad they didn't ask me to give them any sort of compensation for breaking their cups. Putting the event to the back of my mind, me and Sarah talk about our lives and what's going on. Sarah's excited about a new camera that she's getting, and she's a professional photographer. She's waxing poetic all of its features and then suggests we should hold a photo shoot with my designs. This way, she has some pictures to fill up her portfolio, and I get to use them for my own advertising purposes. We both eagerly talk about the specifics of the photo shoot. However, no matter how much I try, I keep wondering about that man, as I still feel guilty about spilling coffee all over him. He was pretty rude about it, though. I guess city folk really are different. Was that the whole chapter? That was the whole chapter? Wow. Things are going smoothly lately. My shop is finally getting some traction among the locals. It's not a huge milestone, but people are starting to stop and come by to see what all the fuss is about. As I'm folding some fabric, I suddenly hear the door open. It's a customer rushing inside. Quickly, I head out to greet them with a smile. Welcome. Oh, it's that guy. Wait, isn't that the person I spilt coffee all over the other day? Hell yeah, it is. Is that why he's here for reimbursement? Are you here for the dry cleaning bill, I ask? A bit unsure. Wait, how did he find me anyway? He stammers, suddenly taken aback by the question, as if he wasn't prepared to meet me here. Yes, exactly why I came here. To this quaint little shop of yours. His voice is dripping of sarcasm. The man straightens his back while looking around the store. He puffs out his chest and clicks his tongue disapprovingly, as if he's judging every square inch of it and it's not up to his standards. There's a scowl on his face and he frowns at my layout of the store. I already want to kick him out of the realm space. Weird ass name, I know. I just thought it'd be really cool once I get that like star pattern background and maybe do a little update, the name might fit. I thought it would be kind of cool, you know. After our little run-in the other day, I was forced to dispose of the hideous mess you made that was once called a satin dress shirt. I had to order a new one, the man continues. That wasn't necessary, I gulp. I could have paid for the dry cleaning or even had made you a new one in return, as an apology for ruining your previous one. I'm trying to be nice. Don't be obtuse, creating an entire new one when you can simply buy another one instead. The man lazily flicks his wrist at me. What's done is done. However, we have come to the issue of payment. Suddenly, mouth stops moving. He notices a bunch of framed pictures behind the register. They're some of my childhood pictures. I treasure them quite a lot, so I proudly display them. I'm not sure why he stopped to stare, but he takes a few steps closer to investigate. I'm almost convinced he is going to nag about my choice of wallpaper or framing for the pictures, until I notice he doesn't have a scowl on his face as he did before. Do you like my pictures, I ask instead? That's not, I'm positive I recognize this boy. He trails off. He's looking at a certain picture of me back from when I was around 8 years old and going through a tomboy phase. It was only a phase. I know I look boyish, but for him to mistake my childhood picture of that of a boy makes me feel a little abashed. It is a common mistake, though. I quickly shake my head and reel in my embarrassment. That would be me. No, it's not, he scoffs, completely disregarding what I said. I'm fairly sure that's a boy, and I've met him before. Taken aback, I blink at him. Met me before? Huh? What do you mean? It's coming back to me. Is it your brother, he asks? However, he doesn't wait for my answer. I can see the resemblance. I'd almost forgotten what he'd look like. The corners of his lips are curled up in a smile, which looks infinitely better than the scowl he's been wearing on all this time. Still, I'm rather confused, so I prod him for some answers. Who are you, and what do you mean by you've almost forgotten? Right, where are my manners? I must have left them behind with my ruined dress shirt. Douchebag! The man brings a hand to his forehead, shaking his head. Then he straightens his back, looking very impressed with himself. The name's Neil Forrester. You may recognize the last name. I don't. I do. I lied. Sarah told me some more about the hospital next to the cafe, that it was owned by the Forrester family. They seem to be rich in looking at this person. I'm sure he grew up knowing nothing but riches. I didn't realize this was their son. What's someone like him doing in my shop? And you are? Alright, I'm Jay Soal. And your brother, he asks, not much caring for my own name, apparently. He's looking at the picture again. I huff. That's not my brother, I already told you, that's me, from back when I was about 8 years old. He looks at the picture, then back at me, then back at the picture. His face turns into a grimace. You lie. In no way does that look like a little girl to me. I feel slighted with the way he accuses me of lying, while at the same time also insinuating that I'm actually a boy. I can feel my cheeks start to redden. Alright. I tell him to get his eyes checked or explain you were always a girl. Well, he has been a whole bag of douche to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and be a little fierce, because he's an asshole. Perhaps you need to have your eyes checked then, because I'm very certain that's me in the picture, and I'm not a boy. Not He's just gonna keep saying no. He says, I'm sure of it. We spent the entire night together at the playground till some police officers chased us off. Suddenly, it clicks in my head. The purple hair, those golden eyes. Neil was that little boy from years ago. The one that I met at the playground who had run away from his parents. This was years ago. I had basically forgotten all about it. Wait, I remember you now, I say with a laugh. You're that boy that ran away from his parents because they made you study and wear proper clothing. I feel my anger melt away as a wave of nostalgia hits me instead. How do you... Neil stops. He leans closer to me and narrows his eyes, studying my face with such intensity that I avert my eyes out of embarrassment. I've never had someone look at me like that before. Sorry about my mother calling your parents over that time. Then again, it was the right thing to do. We were young, I say, still trying to avoid his piercing gaze. At the sudden realization, the color drains from Neil's face. You? He asks in a small voice. Yes, that was me, I answer with a smile, daring to look straight at him again. Such a coincidence. Nice to see you all grown up now. And not a man. I'd have never imagined that this kid was the son of the Foresters. Neil's face scrunches up in disgust. There's a scowl on his face, like he's been smelling something foul. Neil's face suddenly turns bright red, and he doesn't waste a second to dash out of the store. The door slams shut, leaving me utterly confused.